Let's take a look at a fight from 1985 revered as one of the greatest ever. Not bad for a fight that only lasted 8 minutes and so packed with action that it later became known as The War. The fight was between undisputed middleweight champion Marvelous Marvin Hagler and #1 challenger Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Coming into this fight, the two had 100 wins between them, 60 for Hagler and 40 for Hearns. With 84 knockouts between the two, many didn't believe this fight would last the distance. This would be the 11th defence for Hagler, whilst Hearns was moving up from light middleweight, where he held the WBC, Ring and Lineal Championships. Hearns was 6'2", tall for a middleweight, and it was expected that he would use his reach to try and hold off Hagler, using his long jab to try and set up any possible power shots. Hagler was a pressure fighter who generally started slowly. He'd look to get on the inside as time went on and break Hearns down, hoping that Hearns would tire out like he had in his only loss to Sugar Ray Leonard. Whilst there were glimpses of these plans during the fight, what eventually occurred for the majority of the fight was a far cry from it. Hagler immediately came out and threw some big punches. Hearns went into his expected game plan and tried to hold Hagler off with the jab. However, as Hagler backed Hearns up near the ropes, that is where all game plans went out of the window. There isn't much to analyse next, apart from to say that both fighters just started swinging, putting their all into every punch. At one point Hagler looked a little wobbled, one of the few, if any times in his career that this occurred. However, this didn't faze him and he continued to advance. When in the middle of the ring, Hearns' reach seemed to give him the advantage, but whenever backed up against the ropes, Hagler was able to start his work on the inside. At some point during this, Hagler received a cut to his forehead, which would be crucial to how this fight played out. Near the end of the first round, Hearns was staggered by a right to the head. This round ended up winning Ring Magazine's Round of the Year. Hearns started the second round, trying to get his legs moving to stay away from Hagler. He managed to keep this up for a couple of minutes. Hagler had moved to a southpaw stance, something he did quite often. He was comfortable fighting in either stance. Once caught by Hagler though, instead of sticking to routine and moving away, Hearns stood his ground and started throwing back. During the third, Hearns tried again to revert back to flicking out the long jab with the left and keeping the distance. The right was used sparingly. Unbeknownst to everyone, Hearns had actually broken his right hand during the first round. He must have been going through tremendous pain every time he connected with his right. There was a moment during the third round where the doctor at ringside was asked to look at Hagler's cut, which had worsened substantially during the fight. Worried that this cut might take the fight away from him, Hagler decided he needed to try and end the fight as soon as possible. Hagler caught Hearns on the side of the head with a looping right. He then chased an off-balance Hearns across the ring. Hearns was caught by a couple more punches that he had no answer to and hit the ground. Hearns somehow got to his feet before the count, but seeing that he was in no fit state to defend himself, the referee ended the fight. And that was it. Lauded as one of the greatest fights ever, the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year, and only 3 rounds long. And looking through the records, the shortest fight to win Fight of the Year since 1923. Well, thanks for watching everyone, hope you enjoyed it, and take care.